Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope everyone's having a good day. Real quick, I made this YouTube channel to try to help out as many people as possible. I just got off of work right now. It's about 7 a.m. I had to work graveyard. And if you guys don't know what I do telecommunications. So, like I said, I made this channel to try to help out as many people as possible. Growing up, I didn't really have anybody to help me or guide me. So, my job, or not my job, but my goal was to try to help out as many people as possible to guide them the right direction because I didn't have that direction. I didn't have nobody to guide me. I didn't have nobody to talk to. I didn't have a dad. Well, I have a dad, but he wasn't around. And my mom, she worked 3 jobs. So she was always trying to, she would work. She worked 7 days a week. And that left us, me and my sister, pretty much alone most of the time. And so that I got into a lot of trouble. So to make a long story short, I already talked to about Job Corps. Went to Job Corps. I didn't have no. So I'll break it down a little bit real quick about Job Corps, why I went, and I'll show you. I'll tell you where I'm at right now. I'm trying to make this quick. I didn't have no credits when I was 18 years old. When I was about 18 years old, I didn't have no credits from school. I got kicked out of a lot of schools growing up. I got kicked out of a lot of junior high and high school growing up. I stopped going to school like around ninth grade. After ninth grade, I stopped going to school. I didn't take it serious. I had my first kid at 15. 9 days later, I was turning 16. And then my second kid, I want to say I was like around 17, turning 18. At a young age, I didn't really have a lot of, I didn't have a lot of like, I guess you would say like parenting. Not that my parents didn't love me. It just my dad was doing his own thing and he wasn't around taking care of my mom, helping my mom out. And my mom was working 3 jobs to take care of me and my sisters. So that left us out doing our own thing. That just kind of left us on I guess you say, unsupervised. We had a roof over our head. My mom did her best she could. And, we had a roof over our head. When we had food, we ate what we could. If it's tortillas and butter, or beans, or I will go to Long John Silver's at that time. My mom worked at Long John's, and I'll grab food there. My sister did too. But growing up, I had a lot of anger, a lot of hurt, and for a lot of different reasons. And I had a lot of anger and hurt. And I went, and nobody understood me, I felt like, except the people that I kind of put myself around at that time, like the streets, the homies and stuff, and my friends. And I'm smart because my mom used to always tell me, your friends are going to get you in trouble, which, But anyways, I got kicked out of a lot of schools. Put my mom through a lot of bullshit. Me and my mom didn't have the best relationship. We're like best friends now, but we had a lot of hurt from each other. Like, it wasn't from me and it wasn't really from, it didn't start from me and my mom, actually. It started from, my mom had a lot of hurt and anger towards my dad. And I had a lot of hurt and anger towards my mom because my mom didn't want me. She was too busy taking care of 2 girls, and my dad was my dad at that time. We'll just leave it like that. So I was staying with my dad, and finally, after like 2 years, my mom remembered taking me. But I was already doing too much by that time. I was already out there hanging out on the street when my mom and my dad got separated afterwards. Anyways, this is supposed to be quick. Long story short, got a lot of trouble. By the time I was 18, I had 2 kids, and that was the time when I knew I had to change my life around because I knew that there's 2 reasons why. I'll tell you straight up. There's 2 reasons I changed my life around. One, because I knew that if I keep going the direction I'm going to go to prison. And I was like, fuck, dude, I'm about to go to prison. And the second reason why was because it's three reasons why. I didn't want my daughter to grow up in the same environment. I didn't want my daughters, well, I have two baby moms. I didn't want my daughters to grow up in the same environment. Um, I wanted to try to show them different. And the third thing was because at that time I was still loving my baby's mom, and I wanted to show her I can change. So that's in a nutshell. There we go. Took 5 minutes to do that. I didn't have no I didn't have no mentors. I didn't have nobody to look up to. If I'm because so I'm gonna talk to you just like I'm talking to like you out here. So I didn't have no mentors. I didn't have nobody to look up to. I didn't have nobody to ask questions. I didn't ask questions to. I didn't have anybody to really um to I didn't have anybody to ask questions. I didn't have nobody. It was just I didn't have nobody. Just I didn't have nobody. And it sucked because when you're looking around for help or you're looking around for like that helping hand, you don't have nobody to for that helping hand. And I didn't know who to talk to. I didn't have like I said, I didn't have nobody. So I want to say like when I was like around about I knew I wanted to change my life around. So I started to go to adult education. My mom worked too. She had three jobs, and for a long time, for like 16 years. And when I went to adult education, I went to adult education because I was already 18 and over. And I remember I had this mentality where like I was already getting into some bullshit, so I had to change your mentality. Was hard for me, and so I went to job. I didn't go to job corps yet. I wanted to change my life around, and I told my daughter, my second daughter, the youngest one, excuse me, that I was gonna change. She was barely born, and that's what I told her. Anyways, she was a baby, so it was like I was telling her, but it was kind of like, yeah. So, and went to adult education, and there's I'm telling you this. So I went to adult education, and I was there for a couple of months. And remember, I wasn't a good reader at that time, and the teacher told me, he goes, I'm not gonna say his name. I'm gonna put on blast on there. But he goes, she asked me, what do you want? What do you want to do with what do you want from here? I said, well, I want to get a high school diploma. And he goes, and because I always see myself walking the stage and being that center of attention, because growing up I was the black sheep of the family. So I wanted to be, and if you know, you know. I've always wanted to be that person walking the stage, because I've always was the black sheep of the family. So I want to be, I wanted to be that center of attention finally, and people be happy for me. And what he told me was, the best you will ever do is get a GED here. And I was like, and that hurt. So I ignored it, but I felt it, if that makes any sense. I ignored it, but I felt it. And that was it. And so I remember leaving the class, and my mom knew who the guy was. And I told my mom what he said, and she goes, and she could tell I was hurt. But I just ended up leaving. I was like, whatever, And I want to say I never went back to that school again. I want to say, but I never went to school. And I want to say, so that kind of fucked me up a little bit, because I had a direction and I just felt like it was kind of derailed. But I said, you know what? But I still wanted to change my life around. So, and I ain't gonna lie, I went back, started doing little things here and there, smoking weed. But one day my mom told me that she was moving, and I can't go with her. And I want to say I was like 20 years old. I was turning 21. I was like probably 21. Remember this though. Like I was young. I didn't have shit going for myself. I didn't have no trade. I didn't have no high school diploma. I didn't have nothing going for myself. So My mom said, you need to do something. You got to figure it out. So I said, okay. So she gave me 2 weeks to figure it out. I was like, damn, 2 weeks. So I was like, all right. So I called Job Corps up, and I called Job Corps up, and I want to say like it took like 2 days for them to. I talked to them or something like that. It was like 2 days. It was so long ago. Called Job Corps up, let them know what was the situation, and I want to say I was in Job Corps. I was in Job Corps within that week. Now, Job Corps. The reason why I accepted. There's a lot of reasons why I get accepted. Bitch, I had nowhere to go. But anyways, the reason I went to Job Corps because they were offering me a high school diploma and a trade. So they were giving me what I wanted. Now, they were gonna give me what I wanted if I put the work in. So I said, okay. So I did. And I went inside Job Corps and I took it super serious because I want to say, I took it super, super serious. Like, because I knew this was my last shot. I knew this was my last shot. There was no other way. There was no other shot after this. So I took it serious. I took it super serious, and I was quiet. I knew when I went in there, I had to go in there quiet. I was never really quiet. I was quiet. I was cool. I got along with a lot of people. My mom always told me you have a lot of friends. And I was always that person, I was always cool. But when I went to Job Corps, I was quiet. I knew I had to go quiet because I knew I was quiet because I knew the wrong thing said to me, it could have set me off out of temper. The wrong thing said to me, it could have set me off, and I didn't want to get kicked out of Job Corps because I already got kicked out of a lot of other places. So the wrong thing, if somebody said the wrong thing to me, stupid, I would have gotten in trouble. So I decided to just keep my mouth shut, don't say anything to nobody. I'm there for one specific reason, to get a high school diploma. I really didn't even give a shit about no trade at that time, to be honest with you. I just wanted a high school diploma. But to get the high school diploma, you had to get a trade. So I was in there to get a high school diploma. I got my trade. I took it super serious. Now remember, I was quiet. I was cool on a lot of people, but I wasn't like that. I wasn't like that outgoing person. But I was cool. Like, hey, what's up? How you doing? Blah blah blah. But I was just kind of like, anyways. And I was still trying to get out of that neighborhood mentality because I had that neighborhood mentality inside me. So that's why another reason I was really quiet. I didn't want to like get caught up. That's what the truth is. I don't want to get caught up. So anyway, so I took Job Corps really serious, and I was quiet. And then the only person I really talked to was a kid named Felipe. He was younger than me, but he was funny though. And I think when I first went inside there, I remember he was in the same room with me, and there was like 32 people in the dorm at that time. There was a lot of people. It was like an old police station dorm, like an old police station facility. And yeah. And then Felipe was like, and I seen him, it was like, I got there at nighttime, and I seen him, he just kind of looked at me, I looked at him like, whatever. But we ended up getting along really well, and I just kicked it with him. Went to Job Corps. I was quiet, kind of did my thing. I knew I was there, what I was there for. I was cool with Felipe. And I remember one time I was like, and I'm just kind of going through the whole thing about Job Corps real quick. I'm not trying to do everything, but I'm trying to tell you what I did. I was like, all right, and I don't know why, but I told Felipe that I want to become the student body president was there, and to become like part of the community. And I was like, I wonder if I can win. I've always been that person. I wonder if I can win. I wonder if I can win this. I don't know. I said, I wonder if I can win. So I thought about it by myself for a minute. And I said, hey, Felipe. He goes, what's up? He goes, oh, I think I'm going to go. And remember, I was quiet. I didn't talk to nobody. For about 6 months, I mostly just kicked it with Felipe. Maybe 4 to 6 months. I just kind of kicked it with him. I didn't talk to a lot of folks. And I was like, I think I should go for the presidency. This motherfucker started laughing. I can see his face right now. He started talking shit, fool. He goes, fuck you, dude. I'm gonna tell you right now, bro. I can see his face talking shit. I see him talking shit right now. I'm like, what? He was talking gang shit to me, bro. He's like, what? And then he just started talking shit, bro. This fool started talking shit to me. He was like, what? He goes, you? He just started talking shit. He just started clowning me, fool. And I was like, fuck, dude. I was like, I'm serious, bro. He was like, he just started talking shit to me. He started clowning my ass, bro. I was like, what the fuck? I was the worst guy to ever tell fucking a story to. That's what you want to do. And he started fucking clowning me, bro. And I was like, all right, whatever. So I told him, he was like, after all the shit talking, he was like, you know what, honestly, you should do it. I was like, all right. He's like, I'll vote for you. I was like, fuck you. I'm sorry. That it was fucking fucked up, bro. That motherfucking dude. Oh man, that was my boy. So, anyways, so I said, I'm gonna go run for a job. I'm gonna run for presidency. He's like, really? I can see his face. But anyways, so I did. So I had to learn to get on my bubble because I wasn't used to letting the walls down around me. I always kept walls up. So I wasn't used to letting the walls down. And he goes, and I didn't have nobody to talk to. So I said, how am I gonna do this though, bro? And now remember, I just made this up. And then I end up, I said, yeah, I'm gonna do it. So I said, what I'm gonna do, and I swear this is exactly what happened. I just wanted to see if I can win. That's it. If I can just pull it off, why not? I just want to see if I can win. So I started making flyers. So I posted flyers. I said I was gonna run. I started making flyers. I started, hey bro, I ain't gonna lie, man. I started promising shit I couldn't even remember. I started promising shit I couldn't even, but you know, I didn't know. I was like I said, I wasn't even there that long. I was there like for almost like 46 months or some shit. And I thought they were gonna change the food and dumb shit like that. I don't know. It was a while back, and we ran and we had to we had a campaign, and I remember running against this white guy. He was a cool guy. He was a really cool guy though, but he was a part of the security club, and very popular guy, cool guy. I still ran him. I didn't care how popular you're. I'm still gonna run against you. I didn't care. Anyway, so I ran against him, and honestly, I lost. They say I lost by 6 points. I truly believe in my heart I won. I do, because it's like my honest opinion. I don't think they really wanted me to win because I was new there, and this guy was already there for like 2 years, and he was already like established there already. So I believe the way they said it was, oh, I said, and I asked them, sure, how did I do? They go, honestly, you lost against. They say you lost like by 6 points, but I was really trying to win this, and and uh, and they're like, oh, really? And I was like, oh, really? So yeah. So it's the way they said it. It was kind of like, I don't believe you, but I just said whatever, dude, whatever. Even though I felt like I did dirty on it, I think I won. Whatever. So it was like, I mean, when I mean by he was popular, he was more like, some people liked him, some people, I mean, just like anything. I'm not gonna say nothing negative about the guy, but you know, he was a cool guy. I didn't have an issue with the guy, but neither here or there. I lost him by 6 points, but I ended up staying. So everybody did their thing, and it was me and somebody else. You were okay to stay on the committee. Now remember, my idea was I wanted to become the president of the center. Why? Because I just wanted to do it. I wanted to see if I can do it. Straight up, I wanted to see if I can do it. I never knew it. Not my job, but my goal was to just become the president of the center, just to see if I can do it. Um, so I stayed on the committee. Well, this guy that ran against me, he ended up leaving the center because he got done with this trade like 2 weeks later. So there's no fucking working language. There's no reason language. There's no reason why he should have ran. But like I want to say he left like 2-3 weeks later. He left. So because I stayed on the committee, and I was still part of the committee, I went up to the sergeant at arms. That vice president went to president. Sergeant at arms was supposed to go to vice president, but he didn't want to. So I ended up going from vice. I ended up going to the committee to straight vice president, and so now I was vice president of the center. And then the president of the center, that girl, she took off like I want to say like 3 weeks later, a month later. I wasn't that long. I could see her face though. She didn't believe me. Some Mexican girl. She took off. She ended up going home. And then from the vice president, I became president of the center. True story. And I was the president of the center because I wanted to. I don't know. I was just determined to do it. That's when I was determined to become the president of the center. So that's what happened. So yeah. So I wanted to see if I can do it. So I did. I became president of the center. And that was it. And finished. I went to Job Corps and I was president of the center. I got my high school diploma there. So I actually got my high school diploma. I got me a trade there in business technology. After I opened up a lot more to people. I took a lot of extra classes that like self-improvement classes there that they offered because I wanted to change my life around so much. I didn't want to be that same person I was because I just wanted to be I wanted to be a better person. So I took a lot of classes and extra classes. Okay, I'll just tell you, forget it. Okay, they had an alcohol anonymous class, so I took that. They had an anger management class inside there, so I took that. They had I don't know. I think those are the two main, like the counseling class. I took that. Actually, yeah, I did take that one too. I wanted to change my life around, so I took any class I could that would better, better improve my life, and so I did that. And what else? So I was there for a while. I was there for like 2.5 years. They had to kick me out. They didn't kick me out. I probably not kick me out like that, but after doing it 2.5 years, you only can be there for so long until you have to leave. And so because I was done with my trade, I was done with my high school. I was done with my trade. I already went to some advanced training at a different school, and so that was it. So I ended up leaving. I was sad. I would have stayed if I could, but I had to leave, and that was it. So I guess the point is this: what I'm trying to say about Job Corps. I never really said it before. People say a lot of negative things about it because, for whatever reason, you make it how you want it. My opinion. It could be different for everybody else. I knew when going in there what I wanted with my life. I knew what I wanted because I knew what I wanted to accomplish before I got there. And I think that's what helped me knowing what I wanted to accomplish and get done before I got there and how serious I was. That's the reason why I believe how I accomplished what I did. Me going for president of the center, that was extra stuff because I wanted to get out of the shell that I had around me, the walls. I was trying to break the walls down because I was used to hanging out with a certain group of people, but now I had to open myself up to a bunch of different people that were different, with different perspectives of life and different ideas. So that's the reason I did that. It was a growing method for me, and but I went into job corps knowing what I wanted in my life and what I wanted to accomplish in my life, and that's the reason why I ended up doing what I did. And that's why I got a job corps. That's why I got a high school diploma trade. And no lie, me and a girl named Sonia, she was cool people. We were valedictorians for our class for high school, and it was cool. I finished up job corps, got my high school diploma, got my trade, moved on. Long story short, I made this video to let you guys know something. I don't know you. I don't know what you've been through, and I know you. A lot of you probably been through a lot, but the only reason I brought up job corps because that's the only thing I know that changed my life around for the better. Helped me change my life around for the better. But I knew that's what I wanted from my life. I wanted something better. I wanted something more from my life, so I decided to make those changes in my life. Was it easy? It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy at all because there's a lot of times where people say stupid shit and you're like, ooh, I want to get you. But honestly, you had to, and especially in job corps, you had to, you couldn't get in trouble. It was a zero tolerance. And for getting in trouble. But anyways, make a long story short, I knew what I wanted, and so I did it. A lot of people didn't know what they wanted when they job corps. They got into relationships, and they did. A lot of people didn't take it as serious. And I'm not saying that's you. I'm saying that's what happened. So if you ever decide to go to job corps, know what you want to do inside there. Don't go there and just we'll see how it turns out. Understand this is what I want. This is what if I'm going to go do something, this is what I want to do. And this is what I want to have when I leave there. And this is what I want to accomplish. And I'm not going to let nobody and nothing else can stop me to accomplish that until I get it done. I'm not going to have nobody stop me to do that. So that's the reason why I think I finished up job corps the way I did. Because I took it serious. I knew what I wanted out of there. Remember, nobody ever helped me, give me advice. I found some pretty good people when I was in job corps. Mr. Brown, for one, rest in peace. He was my RA. And Mr. Johnson, good man, very good man. Those are the two main people that was a really big influence in my life in job corps. Mr. Brown a lot. Mr. Brown taught me a lot, actually. Ooh, that guy taught me a lot. He taught me a lot. Mr. B, Mr. Brown. He showed me a lot. And Mr. Johnson was good too. Mr. Johnson was slick. He knew how to dress slick. So that's, I appreciate him. He taught me a lot too. And another thing, you can always learn. Don't. I'm gonna tell you guys something. Check this out, you guys. And this is me being straight with you. So I'm gonna get off this thing real quick. Don't be so closed-minded. Don't be so closed-minded to learn from people. Let me keep it 100% with you. Do not be so closed-minded to learn from people because you don't know who you can learn from unless you open up yourself to learn from that person or from other people. If you're white, if you're black, if you're Mexican, if you're Chinese, if you're Puerto Rican, whatever nationality you are, don't be so closed-minded that you can't learn from a different person or a different culture because there's people out there that God puts in your life that can help you change your life for where you want it. I'll tell you guys, I'm going to get off this thing. After job corps, I graduated from college. I went to college, got a business degree. It wasn't a bachelor's. It was an associate's in business administration, and then I started my own business in Sacramento. I'm from Southern California, but I started my own business in Sacramento. Um, there's a big long story towards that. And now I do telecommunications. I'm a supervisor, lead technician. I love what I do. Um, I run cable. I like today. I ran cable and ran cable down the power pole. Put in the camera. Put moddeds on it. Actually, RJ45s on it. Make sure they work. I went inside the AP office. I programmed them. I put them in the system. I programmed them. You know, I had to troubleshoot 2 cameras, and tomorrow we're gonna aim and focus the cameras. It's not what I do is not hard work at all. It's not hard work. I mean, if you want to work, is there, and but my point is that you can do whatever you set your mind to, and if you know what you want. Nobody was there to help me out. I had to look my own pathway. And I'm gonna let you guys know after this. I'm gonna close my eyes when I say this. I was that person. Um, I was that person where it was like, man, I mean, I was that person like where like when you're like in a tunnel. I felt like I was like in a tunnel, in a dark tunnel, and this is the best way I could say it because this is how I used to think of it. I was in a dark tunnel where it's dark and you don't know where you're going. And you're patting the side of the wall and going forward. And you don't know where you're going. You don't know what's on the other. You don't know how far, but you can at the end of the tunnel you can see a little light. You can see a little light, but you don't. But it's dark, and you're patting the walls and you're trying to just keep going forward, but you don't know what to expect on the other side of the tunnel, on the light of the tunnel. You don't know what to expect on the other side of the tunnel, but you're padding it, trying to get that way, and you're scared because you don't know what to expect. But you do know if you go back, you know what's there already. You know what to expect, and you know that you. I know that I didn't want to go back that way because I already knew I'd been that way and I didn't like it and I didn't want to be there no more. So I can say is that I just kept walking in the tunnel and I just kept walking, not knowing what to expect, not knowing what's going to be on the other side of the tunnel. And I used to ask myself, I wonder what's going to be on the other side of the tunnel. I wonder what's going to be on the other side of the light. And now I know because I passed the light. I got through the tunnel. I got through the tunnel. And now I opened up and this is where I'm at right now. I'm in an Airbnb. Want to see it? That's it. My laptop's right here. I'm in an Airbnb. I'm traveling for work. I'm in telecommunications. I'm a lead technician. I didn't pay for any of this stuff. I didn't pay for my food. I didn't pay for my gas. I get per diem. I got some more for that. I get paid per DM, and I uh, I got a trade underneath my belt where I can start my own company. And I have the time. I've been doing this for about 7 years, a little bit over 7 years, and I don't smoke, I don't drink, and I don't do drugs, and that's a blessing. I don't smoke, drink, or do drugs, and that's a blessing. So that's who I am. I wanted to let you guys know anything. This is the reason I made these videos, because I wanted to try to give you guys as much encouragement as possible to help you guys with your life, to maybe help change a life out there that maybe give you guys some kind of hope. So I wish you guys the best. I really do. And I pray that you guys get the opportunities and work and do the best you guys can do to be where you guys want to be. Can I tell you something else? I just came back from Maui. No bullshit. I was in Maui. What's today? Thursday? I just flew back from Maui. No, today's Wednesday. I just flew back from Maui last week on Tuesday. I was there for a full week. I pay for that shit. I pay for that shit. There's a balcony, grass, my ocean. Balcony. Oh, let me do this right. My balcony, a pool right in front of me, grass with lawn chairs, my ocean. Four big ass palm trees right in front of me. That's the truth. That's on the other side of the light for you guys. Stay strong. Don't give up. If somebody tells you can't do something, don't fucking listen to that person. You fucking can do, excuse my language, but you can do whatever you set your mind to. You just keep going forward. You just keep going forward. And because when that teacher told me that I wasn't ever going to graduate from high school, she goes, "You're never graduate. You'll never get a high school diploma." If I would have sat there and if I would have listened to that guy, I would have never been where I'm at right now. You guys got to do what you guys got to do now. This is my best advice I can give to you guys. This is what you call a testimony. God's been a big help in my whole life. Yes, I'm a Christian. I'm trying not to cuss, but God's been a big help in my life. I pray all the time. I ask for help, and I ask for guidance, and I ask for strength, and I ask for focus and discipline, and all the above. But you guys got to keep pushing. You guys got to keep pushing and just keep pushing until you guys don't give up, until you become the president of the center. Until then, don't stop. You guys have a blessed day. My name is Randy. You guys take care of yourself. And I'll make some more videos down the road about some other stuff. But until then, I'm out. This is me raw, straightforward. Until then, I'll talk to you guys out. Peace. I'm out.